Sean McGuire. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Welcome.
Ça va tout le monde?
On va vous entendre, Comic-Con. Some people have been waiting here, front stage, for hours, just impatient to get to meet you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Are you enjoying?
Merci beaucoup. Merci.
Always.
Always enjoying France.
What would be your favorite thing when you come to France?
The macarons.
Leur chose préférée en France, c'est forcément le public. Vous, mes chéris.
Well, yeah, but this is always them. You know, this is always, they're always part of the experience. But France comes also with a lot of treats, and they bring a lot of treats. So we're grateful.
So every time you come to France, I know that I have a lot of family from outside of France. When they visit, they're like, I came back with more stuff in my bags than I needed and 2 more kilos when I shouldn't have them, because the food and wine is so good. So we had a little chit chat before we started, and we were talking about fairy tales. We were talking about the impact of stories, and of course your stories coming in and retelling these fairy tales that we've known since childhood and giving them a new personality. What was that like to you? What was your view of your character before you came to Once Upon a Time? So I mean, everybody has heard of Robin Hood. Everybody knows there's an evil queen. But what did you know of the character? What was your image of the character before you had to portray your own version in a way?
The version of that I sort of envisioned was the one that we all know, which is an animated version of the Evil Queen. I didn't think of like Susan Sarandon in Enchanted, or I feel like Charlize Theron's that came out, was it after?
Watchmen? No.
It was after. So yeah, it was after. No, it was the Huntsman and Snow White and the Huntsman. That was after. So really I only had like the animated version and Susan Sarandon, which is a comedy. Basically, I didn't really look at it as like, oh, this is a Disney character and I need to understand, you know, that version. I just looked at
this version of this queen.
Yeah, this version to me was more realistic, and her pains were more relatable because she was more human than anything that I'd seen. So for me, it was like, don't be influenced by what's already been done, but make it unique and original.
Yeah, make it your own version.
Make it your own, yeah.
Et donc ma première question était, on connaissait tous avant Once Upon a Time la méchante reine Robin des Bois, et quelle était sa version à elle de ce personnage? Qu'est-ce qu'elle en savait avant de devenir la reine telle qu'on connaît? Et pour elle, mis à part l'animé et d'autres films, il n'y avait pas grand-chose sur lequel se baser, et elle a tenu vraiment à faire sa propre interprétation. Et là, là où je suis très curieuse aussi, parce qu'on avait quand même un peu plus de Robin des Bois avant Once Upon a Time, on avait tous un peu plus d'attente, que ce soit par rapport à l'animé, les films, Sacré Robin des Bois, il y avait de quoi faire. Et donc je suis curieuse comment lui est arrivé jusqu'à son Robin des Bois. So,
sorry, we're having a private conversation. I was just saying, I just watched the pilot again and I was like, you know, you're really good in this. Like, I knew you were good, but when I watched it, I was like, because I've not really watched a lot of the show, and I watched the pilot again, and I was like, God, Lana's really good, isn't she?
Well, that's what kicked off this whole
and
situation.
That's why you all love her, because she's really good.
And did you know of Robin Hood before you walked into this?
I mean, I think Robin Hood is arguably one of the most iconic characters in literary or historical.
It had been portrayed in different ways.
There is. I did a bit of research, and there's somewhere around the 14th, 15th century there was apparently a guy, but I think that story, the idea of somebody who fights for everybody, and somebody that robs from the rich to give to the poor, there's something messianic about that. There's something Jesus or Buddha or
Yes.
Allah or whatever
It's
you.
like, in a way, I always felt that it was an extension and building on the Lion King, the Round Table, to having somebody who was there for the good of the people and not himself, and the way he builds from that. That was always something that was portrayed in any, whether it be anime or films or other. And how do you come in and say, okay, how am I going to put my touch on this?
I mean, it's obviously a little bit daunting because you're playing something that has a storied history that precedes you. But, you know, as I just said to her watching the pilot, I was like, Jesus, you're really good. You're a really, I'm going to swear, a really good actress. But it's about making something tangible and real and something that people can connect. Because you can't play an icon. You can't. An icon is, you know,
It's untouchable.
yeah. So what I connected to was what can I touch? Like, I wasn't a father when I started playing Robin Hood, and now I am a father of 3. But I'm from a big family, and I love children, and I'm a family man, and I played that. I played somebody who has integrity and decency and honesty, which I hope I have, and I also tried to play a leader of men. You know, Robin Hood had a band of merry men, and I think they're things, you know, like I teach acting and I say, make it actionable. Like, it's no good if it's just in your head. You have to be able to play it.
To live it, to bring it forth.
And so to play a dad, to play a man with honor, and to play a leader, I know how to play that. I can do that.
Et donc pour lui, c'était vraiment pas évident parce qu'il a revu les pilotes récemment et il est là, oh mon Dieu, tu étais magnifique. Et je crois que c'est l'une des raisons pour lesquelles, grâce à Lana, qu'on a eu toutes ces histoires, qu'on a pu vivre ce Once Upon a Time en tant que fan. Et que pour lui, c'était pas évident parce qu'en fin de compte, Robin des Bois est connu sous une forme ou un autre depuis des années et des années et qu'on ne peut pas interpréter une légende. Par contre, ce qu'il a fait lui, c'est le ramener à la réalité et vraiment être cette personne. Et je crois que moi, ce qui m'a accroché là-dedans, c'est l'idée que de prendre un personnage connu et d'en apprendre un peu plus dessus. J'avais l'impression d'aller chercher les potins. Oh, la reine, elle est en fait reliée. Oh, Robin des Bois, il est en fait c'est un papa. Et ainsi de suite.
What was that bit?
I heard
I
you
don't
say
remember
that.
going, oh, I didn't do that. Can somebody translate what she's translating?
No, that's all me. So
Oh.
basically, but I think what drew me in a lot is like we knew these legends, but I felt like a little bit like a voyeur or finding out about these stars. It's like, oh, the evil queen has a past, and ooh, Robin Hood is a father. Let me know. It was like diving into the backstory of characters that you know and love, but just on the surface. And it's like the press brought out the latest news that just keeps you coming back. It's like, what's she gonna do next? Oh, was there any turns in the stories that kind of shocked you, or where you thought, oh, I was not expecting that for my character? The kind of turns you had. You were not
I
expecting
didn't know
this.
when I took the job that I was going to end up being her boyfriend. So when because
I knew.
yeah, well, they told you stuff. They didn't tell me stuff. So when I was like, oh, we're making out.
I knew he was.
Oh, we're making out a lot.
I knew he was going to be my boyfriend. I didn't think that. Has everyone seen season 1?
Est-ce qu'on peut avoir un peu plus de retour au micro, s'il vous plaît?
Right? There could be one. What about her? The little one. Has she seen all of season 1?
Bonjour princesse, est-ce que tu as regardé Once Upon a Time?
Oui. Okay. So then.
You are adorable.
I know, so cute. What was I saying? Oh, I didn't know that the curse was going to break at the end of season 1. I expected the curse to last a lot longer. So when they broke the curse, I was like, now what? Because then you know what I mean? You just think, oh, it's going to go on like this for a while. That's the formula.
Yeah,
for the show.
I remember feeling the same. It's like, this is such a strong plot line, and it's ending now, but I want more. This can't be the end, right? Are they gonna give us more? Donc, ce à quoi ils ne s'attendaient pas dans le parcours de leur personnage, c'était à eux deux. Lana, elle, avait eu cette information au préalable, donc elle savait la direction que ça allait prendre, mais pour Robin des Bois, c'était un petit peu la découverte choc. Et donc Lana, vous avez eu votre trame du début à la fin, ou simplement les grandes lignes? So, we know that you had information about the Queen, so you could actually play along to her story while knowing a bit of her background, but how in depth was it?
I didn't know any of her background.
They didn't give you anything? I thought they told you things. Oh, gee. So you managed to do the amazing work without having any context for what was coming. So was playing in the moment a big thing on these kind of series? Because the next season they can just shift.
Yeah, they didn't tell us anything, but I knew certain things just intuitively. But no, they didn't tell us anything about what was going to happen. Not until later. Not until much later. Like, you know, at the end of season 5, they said, okay, we're bringing the Evil Queen back, and you're going to play 2 versions next year. And I was like,
I worked hard on this redemption arc, and here we go.
no, but people miss the Queen. I got it. Like, I get it, because people like the evil characters, you know? So when they brought Regina so far into her redemption arc, where now she's made amends, and now what do we do with her? We had to find a self-loathing sort of arc in order to bring that character back. And it couldn't live in flashbacks anymore. It had to be a personal struggle
You had to bring in,
for the character.
The now Queen into the
Which was
Oh,
great,
well,
but it was...
Sorry to interject, but I have a bit of a theory, because I've travelled with this lady a lot, and I've been around the world, and I've met a lot of you amazing people, and I see the adulation that you have for Lana, the actress, but also for the character, and I think one of the reasons why this character has become so iconic, and I've heard so many of you say this show means so much to me, or this show saved my life, or this show got me through, because I think
really
her
have
character, more than any other character on the show, people see themselves in her, because I think most of us, if we're honest, see ourselves as flawed human beings, somewhat broken or damaged or fractured or whatever, and seeing her character on a road to redemption, even if it was a stutter step in season 5 or whatever it was, I think the reason that people love her and love that character so much is they see themselves in her.
Yeah, a lot was making these characters more human and making them relatable, and that kind of got us all hooked. Et donc, Lana n'avait pas spécialement d'infos au préalable. Il y avait beaucoup de choses qui étaient par instinct, et donc les choses qui l'ont surpris à faire mesure, il y en avait vraiment beaucoup, et il a fallu... Elle savait plus ou moins où ça allait d'instinct parce que c'était logique. Elle était surprise sans l'être qu'on veuille retrouver la méchante reine. Et comme Sean il dit, c'est vraiment quelque chose de magnifique de voir le bonheur, le plaisir et l'amour que l'on a pour Lana un peu partout dans le monde. Et parce que c'est un personnage à qui on peut s'identifier beaucoup, plus que tous les autres. Et pourquoi elle plus qu'un autre? C'est vrai, il y a des personnages absolument magnifiques, charismatiques, superbes. Pourquoi on aime la reine? Ça, c'est la bonne question. So,
Pardon.
We were jealous that we don't
Because
speak
we were like,
French.
why don't we speak French? We could just say it in French if we'd have just studied a little harder. Pardon, Francis. Merde.
ils disent pourquoi nous on parle pas français comme ça? Well, it did it.
French is shit. My French is
Okay,
shit.
move to France very young and take pronunciation.
You've got such
I'm
wonderful.
moving to France.
I love your English accent, but your French is like parfait, madame.
Yeah, I had to work on it.
Magnifique.
C'est magnifique. Ah, attendez, faites-le avec moi.
See, I understand it. I just can't speak it.
Et it took pronunciation lessons to get rid of the petit je ne sais quoi. It took me some time. So I'm wondering, why do you think it is that it's this queen above all? I mean, she is relatable and she does draw you in, but what is it about a character who, in a way, people who have been hurt do hurtful things? And why do you think the fans love so much to see that arc of redemption and to see her rise?
I think a lot of people like villains because they get away with doing things that we want to do, but we can't.
Yes.
And so, and then I think everyone at the core, for the most part, is genuinely good. It's their life's journey that alters, you know, who they are or who they become. So it's, I think with Regina, seeing that, you know, good can come from broken, and that evil isn't born, it's made, is sort of very validating for a lot of people that are conflicted with their own, you know, malicious thoughts or tendencies, and they don't really know, you know, there's a lot of self-judgment. We all have that, and I think there's a lot of conscious people, even though there's a lot of unconscious people, but I think more people are conscious than not. They just don't talk about it. So if there's something that they feel or something, you know, they're looking at Regina going, oh my God, I wish I can do that. I wish I can. But then there's good in us that is like, but I won't feel good if I do that. You know, it's like we live through the thrill of the character, but at our core, we want to be forgiven for whatever. Really, we just want to be understood. And I think Regina, at the end of the day, you know, her acts were born out of pain. So we all can relate to that on some level. We all have our pains. You know, we all have our betrayals, we all have our misfortunes, you know, the things that we wish we had that we didn't have, and it turns us into a wounded soul. And sometimes we act out on it, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we sit there and shy away from it and crawl up in a ball and sob all day, or, you know, we don't really know how to deal with it. But I think with...
Okay.
No worries.
Just explain.
I would-
She still has
In
to
a
translate
nut-
all of this. She's like that.
In a nutshell, I think 5 pages. In a nutshell, I think Regina ultimately gives more people hope than any other character because of her journey.
Yeah.
You know, that everyone is redeemable, and that everyone is deserving of a second chance.
Very beautifully said. It's not the translating is in the hard bit, it's the... Et donc, ma question était, voilà, pourquoi Regina plus qu'une autre? Et encore plus du fait que les gens ils s'identifient, je crois qu'elle pense que les méchants, on s'identifie à eux parce que déjà ils peuvent faire des choses que les autres ne se permettraient pas. Très franchement, qui n'aimerait pas pouvoir oser dire to hell to the world, et que le public vient vraiment s'identifier à ce voyage de dire déjà elle peut faire plus que ce que les autres ils osent, mais on a envie de les voir réussir, et on identifie ça quelque part à chacun à sa noirceur interne, chacun à un moment où ils ont eu des pensées de vilains. On l'a tous, personne n'est parfait, et je crois que vous les fans, on l'aime tellement parce que elle arrive à cet objet de la voir, on a envie de la voir réussir et dépasser ça. Et moi je me demande pourquoi Robin des Bois était attiré vers ça. Why was Robin... Ok, on va faire une petite discussion. À votre avis, ça prend combien de temps? Parce que la traduction, c'est quand même pas compliqué. Magnifique!
Bravo!
C'est magnifique! C'est parfait! Okay, very shortly, why do you think Robin was attracted to this queen?
That is a good question. Well, I think I think the character of Robin Hood was attracted to her for the same reason that the audience are attracted to her. Power is very seductive. And I also think the most romantic thing I think about their relationship is he could see that she was worth fighting for and saving. That's the thing I love most about what the writers gave us and what we kind of did with it. And also because we were very lucky. It doesn't happen all the time when you're working with somebody where you can have a really, really strong connection and love, but also be completely in real life romantically. We're not romantically engaged, but I mean the amount of conventions we've done together when one of us is tired or heartbroken or sad or hungover or jet lagged or whatever it is,
each other
and we just literally, and it's the same with Rebecca. I want to say, by the way, to everybody that wanted to see Rebecca, she's so sorry. She definitely wanted to be here, and it was just a last minute thing, but she's fine. Because some people are like, is she okay? Oh, but she's fine. She's good, and she sends her love. So, but I think the reason that the reason Robin was attracted to her is because she was worth fighting for.
Oh, I just got a flashback from the first Robin Hood movie. Everything I do. Et donc pour lui, la raison pour laquelle Robin des Bois était attiré vers la méchante reine, c'est en grande partie parce que le pouvoir a quelque chose d'attrayant et qu'il la voyait elle derrière le masque de la reine et que quelque part ça valait la peine de se battre pour elle. Mesdames, dites-le. Et que quelque part, que ce soit sur le film ou dans la vraie vie, il s'épaule, il s'aide et je crois que ça fait partie, ça s'est retrouvé à l'écran qu'il y avait vraiment une complicité ou du moins un respect et une valeur mutuelle qui fait qu'à l'écran on a ces étincelles. Et je sais que pour les fans français, il y a beaucoup d'amour. Est-ce que vous me donnez un peu d'amour pour Once Upon a Time? Est-ce que vous m'autorisez à rajouter une French touch? Okay, so because we are in France, I would like to add a little French touch. Somebody who was very impatient to meet you and that the fans have been asking for as well. Could you recognize this voice?
Excusez-moi, je suis en retard. Bonjour Lana.
For a little sneak peek
Bonjour,
for the
Lana.
French fans, ladies and gentlemen, bienvenue à Nathalie Holmes.
Bonjour Lana. Je suis tellement...
Un peu d'amour. Nous avons l'actrice et la doubleuse ensemble. Merci tout
So happy to see you,
Come
Lana.
sit
So
down.
happy.
Come sit. Are you going to come and sit with us for a moment? It would be lovely.
Hey. Comment ça va?
Ça va bien.
Ça va bien?
Et toi?
Très bien.
So,
Elle parle bien français, Lana. Hein?
so you guys had the opportunity to meet each other, to cook together, which was a lot of fun.
I know.
Oui, c'était un honneur pour moi. It was such an honor.
C'était vraiment un moment magique pour le public et les fans. Et qu'est-ce que ça fait de savoir que partout dans le monde... Oh, wrong language. What is it like? Yeah, even I get confused. No.
I was like, I've got you so far. I can translate.
There, I was there. Cookies.
What is it like for you to know that
Remember that.
all over the world, because of the passion you brought to this role and the beautiful things you did, in every country there is somebody who is an extension of your art, trying to bring your voice to the right language, to bring your talent and make it break through. Have you met a lot of voice actors that have done you? It's just like, it always tickles me to think that you get to do these big and beautiful things and other people get to put their own touch on it.
We were just literally, while you were translating something else, we just talked about that. And we're thinking, and by the way, that's such a beautiful question and beautifully phrased, to say that your passion then gives a voice actor a like, oh, this is a great character and she's a great actress and now I have to morph my language into her. You know, it's an extraordinary skill.
It's very difficult. On
Yeah.
parlait justement de la difficulté du doublage et
Wait, I want you to say, "This is my happy ending." I want to hear you say it.
je jure de réduire à néant votre bonheur. Je jure de le faire quoi qu'il m'en coûte.
Incroyable.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love it. But we are very connected together. On est très connectés avec
Yeah.
Anna. Et that's why she accepted to cook with me last year. Et c'est pour ça qu'elle a accepté de cuisiner avec moi. Et when I dub you, and it's very sensitive and
Instinctive, yeah.
instinctive, because we try as a voice actor to really act like you did, your energy, and it was so interesting to be these two characters at the same time, the evil one and the nice, well, kind of nice one. And et je disais à Lana que c'était passionnant de la doubler, et que nous, en tant qu'acteurs de voix, voilà, de doubleurs, comme on dit, dans son énergie, dans la projection de sa voix, dans ce qu'elle a tourné. C'est Lana created the part, and I'm just, somebody, an actress who tried to really reinvent you in French, but not doing something else that you did. You because you are the creator of this wonderful character.
To answer your question, I think it's really cool that voice actors have the opportunity to even bring a little of their own flavor to the character, because I think what you do is also an art form. So I honor that, but it's an interesting interpretation of what you're seeing, because you're watching someone and you're interpreting what you see, even if you don't know the person. And then you give that flair and that, the tone and the cadence to the character. And what I think is great about that is two things. One, it keeps, this sort of art form going, because it's important, the voice work. And secondly, a lot of countries don't offer television shows any other way. They have to be dubbed. So I used to not like it, because the body and the voice are one instrument, for me. But like a guitar, when someone plays the strings is when the sound comes out. So it's like you're a musician to the character on some level. You're giving her a different sound.
It's like same partition, different instruments in a way.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful way to see it. Et donc pour elle, le voice acting reste quelque chose au début dont elle n'était pas sûre, parce qu'en fin de compte, c'est la voix, c'est le corps, c'est le personne en entier, et ce sont des personnes qui regardent son travail, qui font leur propre interprétation, qui mettent le flair qui va avec, mais que quelque part, avec le temps, elle se rend compte que c'est un art à part qui est important. Le doublage voix est très important, ça vous amène en temps réel, quelque chose que vous pouvez comprendre, et les acteurs voient de faire des belles choses, et que quelque part c'est la même partition mais un instrument différent, et ça c'est vraiment une belle chose.
Therefore, it becomes our creation, not just mine.
Et ça
Merci,
devient
Lana,
leur
merci
création,
beaucoup.
pas juste
On peut l'applaudir pour ça.
la sienne.
So there.
And have you ever met any of your voice doubles?
No, I've not. I kind of get a weird kick out of seeing something that I've done dubbed in any language, because there's a weird bit where I'm looking at me going, "See, you can clearly do it. Why don't you speak 9 languages?" I'm like, "'Cause I'm really stupid and lazy." But when you see yourself speaking perfect French or Italian or Russian, I'm like, So cool, see, you
That's
do
so
that.
cool. I could do this. I could do this. Et donc pour lui, il y a un petit côté où il n'a pas rencontré ces acteurs voix, mais que quelque part ça lui fait bizarre parce que quand il regarde, il a, tu vois, si tu bossais un peu, toi aussi tu peux parler 9 langues. Regarde, ça marche tellement bien, ça colle et tout. That must be kind of surreal. To see it in different languages. Have you ever had something in particular that kind of...
Well, I was going to ask because the woman in Brazil does all of my projects. Do you do all of mine as well?
Well, I did Why Women Kill.
Yay!
I did the first time it was Boomtown, you know.
Yeah.
And 24.
Stop it. That was like 100 years ago. Like,
Thank you, Lana.
Well, no, I mean, I was 100 too. But I just mean like,
I
you've
know.
been my voice since I was like 22.
The first time. It was the first time. Then I did some Stolen Identity, the movie.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah. And also Lincoln Defense.
Lincoln Lawyer?
Yeah, Lincoln Lawyer.
And what about The Rainmaker? And it's not here yet.
Because for the moment, there is not a French version from France. It's from Belgium. And so it's not me. And I was...
For The Rainmaker?
I cried. The Rainmaker, yeah.
It's not you.
No. And unfortunately, no. And well, I will not talk about that.
I feel like it should be consistent. Especially with the language,
Thank you, Anna.
obviously.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
language, it should be
If
consistent.
you can say something.
I think I just did.
Oh.
We want Natalie.
Not to put
We
anyone
want
out of work, but I just think
Natalie.
from a...
Et donc Nathalie est sa doubleuse depuis
Longtemps.
Et dans l'industrie, on n'a pas forcément l'opportunité d'être systématiquement la voix, mais par contre, si Lana le demande, si toi tu le veux et que le public le veut, yeah, they all agree that this is a story that should keep going because what you bring is magic and wonderful and beautiful, and so many people, whether it be through France, through cosplay, through voice actors, it's this a beautiful story, a magical story that just really keeps giving. And I just wanted to thank you really for being here today. It's been a magical moment. I think the fans will agree. On passe un bon moment. Vous avez apprécié? Well, thank you so much for being here. It's been a magical moment. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Merci
Thank you,
beaucoup.
The
everybody.
cast of Once Upon a Time.
Merci beaucoup.
Oh, can we get a photo with you, with the audience? Vous voulez une petite photo avec le cast? Absolument.